Hi, I'm Sulaiman, and I've received an offer to study philosophy at Trinity College, Cambridge. I wanted to speak about some of my personal experiences during the process of my Oxbridge application. To begin with, and although this may seem quite obvious, the most important decision to make is the course that you wish to apply for. At first, I was going to apply for philosophy and theology at Oxford, and hadn't considered Cambridge as an option between the two universities. However, after some research into the course content at Oxford, I felt that it may not be the course for me in terms of my interests and academic strengths. I then looked into the Cambridge philosophy course and thought this seemed like a better match. So what's important is that you pick a course that you think you'll enjoy and are genuinely passionate about and are happy to spend 3 years studying. Both Oxford and Cambridge have a breakdown of their courses online, as well as having specific sites for each faculty, both of which are helpful when researching courses. To reiterate my earlier point, choosing the course best suited to you is probably the most important decision you'll make, as it will inform your later options, and quite possibly the choices that are open to you beyond the degree. Once you've decided on a course, you can begin to start drafting the personal statement. I think the key is to start writing as early as possible. My personal statement went through many revisions, as many tend to, so it's important that you give yourself enough time for your personal statement to evolve into the finished article. It may also be useful to compile a list of any material you've read, online lectures you've watched, and even places you've visited, so that you can easily refer to them when writing the personal statement. For example, I had a list of books I'd read and quotations that I wanted to include in my personal statement. When writing your statement, it's also important to consider the style of your writing, so that it's both clear and well structured. That's not to say it has to be a literary masterpiece, but do think carefully about every sentence you write and what it is exactly you're trying to communicate in a voice that you're comfortable with. A useful exercise was going through my statement with my teacher sentence by sentence and checking that my writing was both clear and methodical. By doing this, I highlighted certain phrases and sentences that could be altered to add clarity to the ideas I was trying to convey. It's important to remember that at an interview, your interviewer can refer to any comment you make in your personal statement, no matter how minor you think it may be. With this in mind, each sentence should be building towards the argument, and given there is a character limit, every word should count. As well as your own effort, your personal statement will also be looked at by your subject mentor, who will make suggestions as to how it could be improved. Throughout the writing process, it's your responsibility to send your mentor the drafts or to go to them with any questions. I arranged multiple meetings with my subject mentor, Mr. Cavendish, to discuss the statement. The Oxbridge team at Elton have lots of experience with successful applications, therefore you should listen to the advice they have. Put simply, they know what they're talking about. Your mentor is a great source for guidance and support. All you have to do is ask for their help, and the teachers are very happy to support you. Similarly, for any admissions test preparation, it's also important to seek out your subject mentor. For my admissions test, I asked my mentor to create some essay questions for me to answer. This was not only useful practice for writing the essay itself, but also meant that I could discuss my work with my mentor. I found this really helpful in preparation for an interview, as it meant that I had to defend my arguments against criticism. These kinds of discussions are similar to the tutorial and supervision systems of Oxbridge, as well as the interviews. They also give you a flavour of what studying at Oxbridge might be like, and what to expect if you do succeed in your application. Once you have your final version of the personal statement, and providing you meet the grade requirements, hopefully you'll receive an interview. Although the structure and content of the interview is not known beforehand, and perhaps quite unpredictable, there are some ways to prepare yourself. Something I did frequently with my friends was to have mini debates on topics that interested us. These didn't have to be strictly related to our course, but it enabled us to practice presenting arguments, as well as responding to challenges made. The interview asks of you to defend an argument, so any sort of practice relating to this will be useful. I also had some mock interviews with my subject mentor and old Eltamians. It's good practice whilst for feedback from your interviews, as this is another way to improve your interview technique and the way in which you respond. I should also stress that you should not try to let your nerves get the better of you. The interview is a nerve-wracking experience, but it can also be enjoyable. The simple things, such as listening to the question carefully, taking time to respond so that you're coherent, are the most effective. Try to see the interview as a conversation, as an opportunity. You get to speak to an expert about a subject you're really interested in and want to learn more about. Finally, I want to say, enjoy the process and try to immerse yourself in it. If you wholeheartedly enjoy the subject you're applying for, then this shouldn't be too difficult. All anybody can ask is, and all you can really ask of yourself is, to do your best. Again, try to enjoy the process. Not let it overwhelm you. Be confident in your own abilities and show what you bring. I hope you found this video helpful, and that my experiences will give you an idea of what the process may be like. Thank you for listening, and good luck with your applications.